apes when I always talk about fighting, bro. I bet I could beat your ass in Warzone. I mean, like, you ever notice that women are like impressed by the most fucking, primitive type of shit? You know what I mean? By having fights and stupid shit like this, like some primitive apes. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are just so fucking primitive, and it's on their own right. Like, and men are the fucking natural evolution. You know what I'm saying? And just in general, and anyway, like I was fucking saying though, like, women ain't shit, bro. Women are like, I say that shit, right? Because women try to tell me differently. That's the only reason I say it. Might as well get my XP right here. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. We're playing today. Headshot. Boom, headshot. Boom, headshot. What's up, guys? How's it going out there? It's your boy, Tommy Vela Gaming. Back at it again. Playing some competitive gaming. And, trying to badmouth as many people that I can before the year's over. I'm just kidding. But, topic of today is my mother always knew best. Sometimes, right, your mother actually does know better. And, here's a saying that I would say, which, unless you're, very fortunate, then this might not apply to you. But if you're like me, your mother is the only person that is ever gonna like love you. The only woman, sorry, that really loves you. Every other woman is not gonna love you like your mother, man. Every other woman is like bullshit. It's that bullshit. And I know what you're gonna say. Are you a mama's boy? And to that, I just gotta say, like, regardless of the fact, you know what I mean? Still have to respect your moms. You know what I'm saying? Mother's probably like the only woman in life that is never gonna leave your side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not leave your side, but again, and I say this is not for every person. Like, for example, women who don't follow Jesus and don't follow God, and who they're not gonna you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna freaking care about you. You know what I'm saying? Those are not the women I'm talking about. That being said, most women are bitches regardless of if they're your mother or not. I've learned, it took me about, I don't know, 30 years really. It took me this long, right, to figure out. I've always felt it, but to literally be able to verbalize it and break it down and conceptualize the fact. I know I'm slow, right? I know. But I never really paid too much attention to it because I always gave women the respect. I know, whatever, you know what I mean? But, like, respect, they don't have respect. They don't even respect you. Matter of fact, that gets them. You know what respecting women does? You want to know truly what respecting women does and treating them like you're equal? You know what it does? It fucking makes them miserable because they're not your equal, and they can never fucking be your equal. So that shit makes them, you know what I'm saying? Just so you fucking understand, I mean, that they're doing this to themselves. You know what I mean? They're setting themselves up for failure. That's why they got fucking so much problems and shit. But we play along. I'm about to destroy women right here. Like, we play along to their stupid shit, like we're playing charades. Because in reality, they're like children. You know what I mean? They're like children, and we fucking have to just play around with them and shit. That's the truth. And of course, not all women, because some women are not bullshit, like I keep saying. But the majority of women are bullshit. You know what I mean? And and we just like to play around so we can, because women do bring some stuff to the table, like their pussy. I mean, and so if you don't play along with them, then they'll leverage everything that they have, and it's so pathetic. But I mean, it's what they do, because in this day and age, you know what I'm saying, they leverage that shit. I mean, they leverage their looks, their vanity, sex, uh, uh, like, I mean, what don't women use as a weapon? Women use everything as a weapon. Everything that we hold dear, they leverage it against us for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I know. Like, by the way, I don't got that many followers, so I don't really care about the threat of getting canceled, because I'm not saying something that we don't know. You know? Just that women, this day and age, leverage. Woo! Okay, bitch. So anyway, like I was saying, right? Like I was saying, the strongest type of women are women who have marriage and have kids. But no, I live in the U.S., so like people here are fucking retarded. You know what I mean? I every day I fucking get up, man. I get this like brain, like this thing that floats over me. It's like the ideologies of millions of women that are just whores in this country. You know what I mean? It's like my reality. The reality is that I live in a society that's full of whores. I mean, basically every fucking woman. You know what I mean? And that all these fucking bitches ain't shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like that's just the reality. Niggas ain't. I mean, the men ain't shit either. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's just a complete fucking mess over here. You know what I mean? It's just a mess. So many mental health problems, drug addicts, violence, racism. I mean, look, at this point, right? It's not even about race. It's about like some type of like political correctness, which I know that the left and the liberals and all that shit, they're just trying to destroy this country. I already know that shit for a fact, because the same people that are sympathetic towards terrorists, are also, you know, they're the ones that say they're also the ones that you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? They motherfucking okay. So this is how I'm gonna say it. Like the liberals, right? The left, the media. Um, Usually they have things like AOC and other people that are minority women, that are black women and black people and stuff like this. And usually they like to group all their suffragists together, almost in the same boat against the establishment, against the conservatives, against which is like the white people, right? The dominant white people, right? So what they like to do is they like to group women's suffrage along with African American suffrage, along with my other minorities and immigrant suffrage and Native Americans and all this stuff, right? So like basically when oh yeah, and women, right? I mentioned women. You know what I mean? And so when you have a woman, like, so what you get is like this woke, liberal, agenda, you know what I'm saying? I am, whatever bullshit, you know what I mean? Like vegan, fucking soy latte, drinking, fucking lesbian, you know what I mean, male, you know what I mean, fucking no, I identifiers and all that shit, gender fluid, you know what I'm saying, fucking mental health patient, basically, like, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, they're like, you know what I mean, and it's like that's what the fuck is going on. They like group all these mental health, all this shit together, you know what I mean. I mean, they're like one big old fucking, like one big abomination. Like it's like this fucking shit that sucked all of them together. You know what I mean? And it's like this one huge monster. You know what I mean? Like a big, fucking Leviathan or some shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, the people that are cool with gays are cool with feminists. The feminists are cool with black people and Black Lives Matter and woke and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's like. It's just like a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? So like I noticed that shit, right? And it's in this country. It's so fucking rampant. It's fucking insane, bro. That what the fuck these people think, dude? It's literally insane, and I just don't fucking understand how the fuck people don't see that, right? But anyway, point of the matter is that I live in this damn country, right? But this is not the same America that I've known, right? And especially when it comes down to politics and all this shit. Now, there are politicians that, and they're more corrupted than, what I'm saying, the freaking gangsters, the people that they say that they're chasing and they're trying to control. And they're like, you know what I mean? Like the masses and shit, you know what I mean? At the same time, though, it is what it is, I mean, nothing in this world is perfect, right? So, neither are people. Right? And so, when I be saying this, when I so anyway, so like basically, right, a AOC or somebody politician says, she's representing my suffrage, that's not true, right? When she said, oh yes, allow immigrants to come over here, why? Why would you do that? I mean, in the manner in the way that they're doing it, why would they do this? Now, no, I'm not for Trump, even though that Trump, like what he did was, he took things that he thinks are not gonna like affect us. Like he gave us like a bit of, when I mean us, I mean the country. He gave us like a bit of peace of mind, right? That supposedly somebody competent, that believes in good things, good values, are still in charge, like instead of something so alien and something so extreme to them, so it's like something that has some sort of like decency, and which like you can equate to morality at this point. And so basically, like banning abortion, I mean, pro-lifer, pro-Christians, pro-church, borders, anti-immigration, safety first and America first type of shit, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the type of shit, but that's why he gets a lot of votes, because like the motherfucking left motherfuckers, because of all the weirdos, bro. You know what I mean? It's a really fucked up position where politics put us in. Like, because of all the fucking weirdos. Like, Biden is fucking giving these motherfucking weirdos, like a safe haven. So they don't think they have to change and become better people. They think they can just, like, go through life being these fucking weirdos. You know what I mean? And at the same time, they make those fucking weirdos and those whores, because I also include feminists. You know what I mean? They also like ruining society, bro. Like, what I mean? It's like talking about, I'm talking about feminism and shit. Like, they fucking ruin men's lives, though. They like, this one of the most destructive shit in my lifetime. I mean, and I don't know if the only reason it's destructive is not because women are stronger, It's because they use it like they use the institution systematically to oppress us. You know what I mean? Like they use it. They give us up. They're like Judas. You know, they're like Judas Priest. You know, they set you up. Like women are destructive and they'll sell you out to save their own skin every time. You know what I mean? And it's like they use these things to trick us, and then they feed us to the lions, to the wolves. You know what I mean? These women just like, oh, that's my ex-Christian boyfriend. Now she's with a motherfucking like whatever piece of shit. You know what I mean? That, you know, snake dude, and you know, a demon, heathen, whatever, Satanist, and you know, and now she's trying to feed me to the likes. They're bored, so they're trying to go to the gladiator show so they can feed Christians to lions. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And on top of that, you know, they also don't represent Christians. They represent the Antichrist, which is, you know, being a whore, gay things, racism, hatred in general, things that are not of Christ, obviously. I mean, and you know, to the point that like people here have just lost their entire mind, bro. They don't even believe in God. Like they think God didn't exist. They think Jesus didn't exist. Bro, half the world, like, on all Latin America, and all the U.S., there's churches. And all Europe, okay, there's churches. You know what I mean? Of Jesus Christ. And you're going to say here and try to tell me in the United States, you're going to try to tell me that Jesus didn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like the type of stupidity and ignorance that these people are talking about is like, you gotta try extremely fucking hard to be that fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, bro. Wow, dude, what the hell? Now, you gotta try really hard to be that stupid, right? And so, you know, yeah, my mom always used to tell me stuff like, you know, don't mess with these whores and whatever, and, you know, things like this. And so I used to be like, you know, like, nah, you know, that many people, like, everybody else does it, you know? And I'm like, you know, all these kids were, you know, having sex, and they're like 14, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, Planned Parenthood came and talked to us when we were like, what, 11? Or 10 or some shit, like right before puberty, like 11 or 12. These girls, by the time they're 15, they're already having sex. They're already sexually active because they can. That's their mentality, because they can do it. You know, these bitches flex every right that they have. You know, and they're like, you can't control me and shit. They're out of, like, you know, they're just like, it's like they're just trying every candy in the candy shop. They're just like a kid that's just gone loose on a sugar craze. You know what I mean? They just do things. It's like, just because you can do it does not mean it's good for you. You know, like abortion is not fucking normal, sweetheart. I don't know who the fuck told you, gave you that impression. You know what I mean? But you're not supposed to take those fucking pills for fucking years. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And like this shit, just because you can do it does not mean that it's fucking good for you. You know what I mean? And it's like these women, just because they can do it, they flex their rights all the time. You know, just to, you know, they want to be dominant and shit. So they go out there to the clubs, which we don't fucking like, right? But then we gotta chase them. You know, they cheat because they don't get stoned or hanged or anything like that. They motherfucking they do drugs because they can at parties and shit. And because their parents and their teachers and everybody else will forgive them and let them stay at their college and give them a second chance or 100 million chance. You know what I mean? And shit. Because they're empowered, you know, to offset this patriarchy that doesn't fucking exist. Because if we lived in a patriarchy, then I'd be fucking married and she wouldn't have ever had a say, you know, in any of it. You know what I mean? But then they have fucking abortions, right? And you know, that's another thing that they leverage, that they gave women the power to do. You know what I mean? And they leverage that shit too. Who the fuck you think these women have the right to fucking do you think they have the intelligence, not the intelligence, Like, you gave them the keys to, like, what gives them the power, you know what I mean, to determine, like, who lives and dies. You know who really decides that? The white man, the racist people that convince those women, because they brainwash these women, right? Like, you have to understand, these women are brainwashed. You know what I mean, and that's why they're nuts. Because women are incapable. I come to the conclusion, women are incapable of thinking for themselves. You know what I mean, they're incapable. They're incapable of thinking for themselves. They always they have to follow the man's lead. And some man out there is a man who fucking tells them what the fuck to do. And so they don't follow us because they follow a different man. You know what I mean? And so they, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, some women, some witches will tell them, hey, you know, cheat on your man, leave him now, and all that bullshit. But at the end of the day, who, you know, that bitch is crazy. But what I mean to say is, like, societal sort of factors come into play. Like, when you realize that, like, feminists are just a hate group designed to filter out. When I say filter out, you know, they filter out the men that they don't want to attract, even though they're attracting them anyway. You know what I mean? And so it's just like a fucking hate group designed to oppress, like, just to make us feel like shit. You know what I mean? So these women can keep seducing men and hoeing around, but, you know, for the undesirables, they don't want them to procreate. So, I mean, there's just like a whole room for you know, people to co-opt that. As you can see, you know, if I was a Nazi, right, I'd fucking co-opt that shit. It's like, oh, you want to break men? Oh, great. Let's start with the men that we don't like, right? And so, you know, they start with, that's why they start with the minority men and shit, you know? And it's like, everybody knows, if you don't know, Planned Parenthood was made to oppress, you know, certain races in this country, you know? And that's where it came from, right? And you might not like that truth, but Margaret Sanger, the person that created the geneticist, eugenics bitch, racist bitch, white devil, if you will, she created that shit, you know what I mean, in New York City in like 1902 or some shit, because she wanted to, you know, control, well, first of all, she wanted to control well, this is her words, right? She said that the U.S. was home to the best types of flower specimens in the world. And she was talking about, you know, when she says flowers, she means babies, right? And so, or people, whatever. And she said even though they had the best, that there were some flowers whom she looked at as weeds that needed to be exterminated. I mean, and those weeds that she's talking about minorities, like black and brown people. And this is the person that created Planned Parenthood again. I mean, the person that these bitches gave their money to and their loyalty to. You know what I mean? And so, like, basically, the women here are oppressing, are like they're oppressing their own people, basically. Like, that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? And that's annoying, you know, like, that shit fucking, like, bitch, like, you know, fuck you, you know? Like, that shit is fucking, like, they're my enemies, you know what I'm saying? And you know, by the way, like, Margaret Sanger, the person, that same bitch, she inspired the fucking Nazis, bro. The Nazis said that they liked her so much that she inspired them. And she was at the time, she was a modern day eugenicist or whatever, that really inspired them, because, you know, the Nazis, Hitler and them, that's eugenics. That's the same shit. You know what I mean? They wanted to, because it fit their, like, oppressing minorities, right? Meanwhile, Hitler was trying to create an all-white, blonde-hair, blue-eyed, you know, Aryan race. You understand what I'm saying? That fits their you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? like even fucking Hitler, bro, fucking looked at them like, yo, like they like they got inspiration from that bitch that created Planned Parenthood, dog. You know what I mean? And so these bitches basically fucking gave their money to Nazis. I don't care what anybody says. You know what I mean? They're fucking Nazis. I mean, and you know, so that's what Planned Parenthood is, right? And these bitches, like, they got brainwashed by Planned Parenthood, like we all did, really, at such an early age, right, in this fucking country. Because Planned Parenthood accounts for the largest sex education in the United States, right? Sex education is what they call it. I mean, but it's really, basically, they were teaching us eugenics because, and I'm gonna tell you how it works, right? So when they're trying to oppress the black man, right? For example, they created a plan to destroy the black man, to destroy and oppress minorities. That's not a secret, right? White supremacy is not a secret. It's something that white people got to get over if they ever want to heal. You know what I mean? Because they haven't even started healing yet. But it's all lies and shit. You know what I mean? And you know, and I've been affected by this shit. But you see, in my life, when I'm affected by this shit, you know what I mean? Guess what the women say? They get said what they were brainwashed to believe, which is that I ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that I'm less of a man, that I'm not a real man, right? That I'm incapable of being a real man, you know, and that I'm incapable of reproducing, you know, and finding certain things. And because they attribute the quality of what a man of what a man is, right, based on what a man can acquire, right, in his life, materialistic shit. It's materialism. So it's like, so it all depends on how much you can acquire, you know, how much materialism stuff you can acquire in the life. This is what they attribute the value of a man. I mean, well, why don't they, you remember Moses? That's what is the. So what does it cut? So what does it matter what a man was for what he has? Open your eyes. Look at yourself through heaven's eyes. You remember that song? They need to make they need to make the new one of that. You know, y'all probably don't because y'all don't know Jesus, y'all don't know God. You know what I mean? But it's like basically, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is that they measure a man based on his materialistic wealth while they oppress the opportunities of us being able to get those, you know, on certain minority groups, from certain minority groups, including which is the brown and black population, that they you know, have a prison pipeline for us. You know they're a prison pipeline for us, and they treat us like a bunch of animals after we try to break through those glass ceilings that they created for us, which made us think that we were animals. You fucking bitches, you know, and you know, while you're prostituting yourself and shit, destroying the image of what we hold dear of our mothers, you little bitches. So anyway. So while we try to fight and break through these glass ceilings and obstacles, if you will, in life, they throw us in jail. They say we're a bunch of, because we don't know what these glass ceilings are. They're just mind control shit that they have created. You know what I mean? For example, you know, you're an animal. You know what I mean? Like that's what they say, right? Or the white boy is better than you and all that shit, right? So these are things that we have to snap out of. We have to break this generational curses that we have. You know, like the black community who were slaves. You know what I mean? And so, or the genocide, the natives who were genocided on their own lands, you know? And then given drugs. So they could just like be pacified. You know what I'm saying? While the white man still fucking multiplies and prospers and kills your people and keeps you a minority in your own place and shit. You know what I mean? And takes your women to pimp out. You know what I mean? And so, it's all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And so, this is what we have to go through. And women fucking over there, they don't, you know, they are given incentives to do this shit because we want to do it our way. You know what I mean? Of course, women can be submissive. Women don't have to have fucking, they don't have testosterone, so they don't have to feel like a man, which entails that, you know, we do shit on our own and we're tough. But bitch, I'm tough, right? But you know, if I'm fighting a fucking battle against these white motherfucking devils because I feel that I'm being disrespected, I need my motherfucking nut space. That's a man shit, right? I need to get my motherfucking shit and suffer and stand up for my beliefs and do what I want to do my way. Them bitches are gonna go after me. They're gonna be like, oh, fuck this guy. We're gonna like, he's just crazy. We're gonna throw him in jail. And bitches don't understand that because they don't have testosterone. They don't know how it feels to want to break free out of these chains. You know what I mean? Bitches are made to be submissive, and they've been submissive all their life. Women in general are like the default slaves. You know what I mean? If a society fails, they're gonna enslave the women. You know what I mean? They kill the men, but they enslave the women most of the time after they rape them. So you know, women are default slaves regardless. When I like, they're not made to, you know what I mean? Not every woman is Harriet Tubman. You know what I mean? But that's a good person to look up to. I mean, I believe in American, which is why I like some American history. But the point is that, you know what I'm saying? Not most women's aren't like that, bro. That's a woman right there. I mean, but that's a person really that wanted to get back. I bet she kissed women too. I mean, she's a woman had to step up, right? Like the point of the matter is that men are blessed with the strength to do the things, but we just don't have numbers. I mean, like, so like for me, right? I'm a minority within a minority. You know what I mean? I'm brown, but you know, then I'm not a Mexican, right? I'm a Salvadorian, so it's like minority within a minority. You know what I mean? And so I definitely know what. Anyway, so I was thinking about all this stuff, right? And so I was like, you know, all this stuff, and women don't understand none of this shit. And they're like, if a woman were to hear me right now, you know what would happen most likely? She would get turned off. She'd be like, you're such a crybaby and shit. You know, that's probably what she would say. Because, but like, I don't look at it like that because I'm like, you know what I look at it like? I fought a lot of people, but I can't fight the whole world. I can't fight, for example, when I found out, right, that like, I mean, I fought like, I had a lot of street fights, right, but I can't fight everybody. You know what I mean? At one point or another, you know what I mean, I'm gonna have to like, you know, that shit is dangerous to me and I can't do it, right? You can't go around, I'm gonna get hurt too much, you know what I mean? And so, you know, so I can't fight everybody. And especially when, you know, the people that I'm fighting, I'm getting betrayed by women. And, you know, the things that I'm fighting are institutional, you know what I mean? It's a whole regime of things, you know? Fucking centuries of slavery, bitch. You know, institutions, companies, and people who have lived their entire lives fucking, you know, wanting to see people like me enslaved and never make it. I mean, like, that shit is crazy. And it's like institutions like corrupted politicians or laws. You know, racism, classism, you know, all the shit that women fucking talk shit about to us now. You know what I mean? It's fucking the same shit. It's like, because women are the most privileged beings. Well, they're the most privileged, right? And the most privileged people that used to be before them were racist white people. So now all those institutions still exist. And that's what they're feeling. They feel themselves. They're feeling their oats. And they're like, oh, well, you know, Planned Parenthood exists. Let's make it a freaking healthcare. Let's make it a constitutional right to kill abortions, to kill babies, right? When it was usually made for the lower income black and brown, you know, people that were taught that they were uneducated. They were uneducated. They were taught that they were good enough, that the males weren't good enough to take care of their kids. And what the women don't understand is a male's life, right? They don't understand the man's life, right? That's damn sure, right? And so they still don't understand. It's just like this disconnect between males and females is because of racism and all this other shit. You know what I mean? And so, you know, as a guy, right, I have to like live with that fact that even if I tried, it's not worth it. Like, I mean, it's in vain. It's worthless. You know what I mean? Because I have way too much like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's worthless. Like, I can work and do all the shit, but then I'm still spending all my money on just being free, and you know I'm never gonna get the respect because everybody is like, at one point or another, right? It gets to the point that like there's so many racist people, and that they just look at you and they'll just be like, you know, oh yeah, you're a beaner, you know what I mean? And like millions of people saying you're a beaner and shit. You know what I mean? Like I know millions of people hate me, and when I see when I see a when I see a racist, right, it's not just like once or twice, it's like every day. I feel this shit. And then women too. Women are the biggest racists and classists that I've ever seen. I mean, women are just like eugenic. They're the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they're the fucking worst of the worst. You know what I mean? Like they embrace every fucking privilege that they have and every superiority thing that they have. You know what I mean? And which were made by white people. You know, so they're hurting us right where it hurts, using the shit that white people did to us. You know what I mean? And they're using it like if we did something wrong, which is like making us think like that you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just all fucked up. Like when women say, "Oh, I would date a broke nigga," like what if that broke nigga came from the hood and shit? You know what I mean? And his mother fucking, you know, because of poverty, because of the white man. So what the fuck is that? Like that means you won't date him because of that shit? You know what I mean? Same thing with me. You know, same fucking shit. It's like you know, poverty and shit. Like what does that have to do with anything, you bitch? It's not their fault that they're racist motherfuckers in this world. You know what I mean? You stupid fucking bitches, bro. You know, but this is what the materialistic shit, the materialistic, you know, and this is what fake ass motherfuckers, materialistic people believe that and it's sad because like men, like sometimes we're like, it's just money that we need. I mean, not the spirituality. So then they just fucking go on this like thing that is so destructive because they destroy their culture and their spirituality, the knowledge, the wisdom, you know what I mean, and search for riches. Just so they can feel like the man that they need to be for women. I mean, it's fucking insane. You know what I mean? I mean, and that's where we're at, right? Like, because women don't want to listen and try to protect and save some of the fucking shit, and yet they want us to fucking, you know, fit their mold, what they think a man should be, which is based off of European white people's logic. You know what I mean? That was forced on our people. You know what I mean? So it's all fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And it's not Christianity. I'm not talking about Christianity. Christianity is not materialism, okay? Christianity was not forced on our people. Christianity was not forced on our people. I'll say that. You want to say that because you don't know what you're talking about. No, I would say that it was that most people converted because they were scared and they didn't know any better, right? And because their religion probably was like how do I say this? That they probably defended their shit with radicalism. I mean, and then they were fucking fucked up. You know what I mean? The people that fucked them up probably had a more preference towards Christianity anyway, right? If that makes any sense. But yeah, like I said, right? Those motherfuckers. So like, you know why I know? Because I'm from El Salvador, right? And El Salvador is named after Jesus Christ, right? And there was good people, and then there was evil people. You know what I mean? But there was an indigenous population there. And those indigenous people decided to get into Christianity. You know, they decided to be Christians. Was that force on them? No, it's just that the people that after they were decimated, the only people that went to help them were Christians. I mean, after they were decimated, the only white people, Europeans that cared about them, that would do it, that were selfless and that would care about them, who do you think they are? I mean, the Christians, right? Just like now, right? Think about it like think about shit now, right? Now, if oh, I got it. Woo! Got him. got a victory royale. Yay. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know. I got in a. I'm in a very low lobby. I understand that, but whatever. I'm still happy. Yes. That's what's up. That's what's up, guys. Anyway, back to what I was saying, right? In this history lesson, uh, the Christianity is spread through love, right? It's literally spread through love, and it's very extremely difficult to be a real Christian. I mean, it's extremely difficult to be a real Christian. You see, a lot of people say that they're Christians, but they're not. A lot of people have duties, and those duties, you know, are sort of, you know, like if you're a soldier and you believe in Christ, you become a warrior of God, but you don't get in it to kill people. You get in it to help people, right? And so, and to make the world a better place, right? To get rid of evil people. Not every, I mean, you might say, hey, you know, they go to war, they do other shit, but so do like fucking people that don't believe in God. And what do you gotta say about those people? I mean, would you rather have a Christian police officer try to stop you, or would you rather have a fucking racist motherfucker, atheist, or some fucking person that doesn't believe in a higher power, that doesn't fear God? Okay. Anyway, you know what I mean? Christianity, I mean, some people, like, it's a joke anyway. The church is a joke. Everything's not a joke. You know, don't even listen to me, bro. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like, people make up shit. You see these people right here? All these shit, this is all fantasy. That's how Christians be. Like, a lot of Christians, they just make shit up, and they try to go off the scripture, and they don't know what they're talking about. They're just making shit up. It's not even Christianity. But there is a God, right? But just thinking like Christmas, why do they care about Santa, right? Why? Because they want to sell stuff. Because human beings like to buy shit. You know, it's consumerism. You know how much money they make? It's materialism. Like I said, you know how much money they make? Anywho. I would say this. Yeah, glad you got victory round. Let's see if I can get another. So like, bro, I mean, that's what I believe that Christianity was spread through love, because I'm a Christian, right? Oh shit, I thought that was only my house. I'm not allowed to do a lot of things, and one of those things. Oh, what? One shot, bro? Really? One of those things that I'm not allowed to do is hurt people. Not allowed to murder people. So, like, obviously, the people say that, the people that say that, Christians are bad. Yeah, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, literally a commandment to say that one should not kill. But you know what God says? Like, you know what Jesus says? I read recently, and he says this something in John, I think, or Luke. He says, as long as people, the main commandments, the main rules you should abide by, right, is to pray to God and no other gods, and never ever make a person, an idol ever in your life. And that's number one. And number two is to is to love thy neighbor, right? And he says, as long as you don't like, as long as you follow these rules, right? He said, and you know, they said, don't murder, don't steal, and don't. And this is a crazy one, but this is a good one. Don't fornicate, right? Don't fornicate, and it's like you should be all right. I mean, like those things. Well, it's not how he said it. He said a little bit better. He said better than that. But. He said, you know, worship no other idols or people ever. Worship the one true God. Love thy neighbor. Don't murder and don't fornicate. Don't fornicate. And he, you know, that's a. And he's like, with those things, just with those, you should be fine. But there's actually, he was basing it off the 10 laws of Moses, the 10 commandments. I mean, which are 10, which are basically. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's amazing to me that, you know, a lot of people don't know this. The law of God. You know what I mean? But the 10 commandments are basically right. You know, the first one, which is, you should have no other gods but me. You should not take the Lord's name in vain. You should honor thy father, thy mother. Right? You should honor your father and your mother. Right? Hold on. That's the fourth one. No, that's the third one, right? Okay, so that's three. You should not bear false witness to thy neighbor, or you should not bear false witness. Otherwise, you shouldn't lie about something that's not true, like committing perjury, like women. You know what I mean? Committing perjury and saying that their boyfriend hit him or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't lie. Like, you shouldn't lie about. What they say? Okay, so it's like 1, 2, 3. That's 4, I think. And then the fifth one is don't covet thy neighbor's wife, which is don't covet, right? Which is don't be jealous for what other, and don't be jealous and don't want what your neighbor has, right? Like somebody that worked hard for his money, for example. Don't be lusting or wanting that person's money, or if he bought a car, or if he has a wife, a pretty wife, don't be trying to sleep with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like these things. Don't be trying to steal him. Don't be trying to kill him for his money. You know what I mean? These things, right? These things. So it's like don't covet, and you know, so that, you know, what else? So don't covet thy neighbor's wife, right? He also said, don't commit sexual immorality, right? Which means no adultery, no fornication. That means, you know, no dating culture. Basically, you know, that's what that means. No dating culture, no hookup culture, no one-night stands, no prostitution, no, you know what I'm saying, having a lot of women that are not married, no having girlfriends that aren't married to you and having sex with them. You know what I mean? All of those things, right? That's what that means for real. Oh, come on, bro. What a game to spit so much knowledge on. But What else? You know, all these things lead to one thing. Leads to death, right? Yeah, that worked in my favor, actually. Oh my god, I hope they don't see me here. Say that. I'll just use it in a read. I'm sorry, but you're not supposed to say that, right? That's like one of those examples right there. You're not supposed to say those. Like OMG, you're not supposed to say that. What else, right? No sexual morality, right? Like I said, no dating culture, hookup culture. One night stands, prostitution, pickup artistry, gaming on women, you know, rotational women, and, you know, women every day of the week, and women that are not your wife, you know what I mean? Fornicating, sodomy, anything of that nature. Yes, even you know, it even goes as far as saying even imagining things with a woman is bad. I mean, it's some real, like, you know, like Jedi sort of sensei ninja things that you gotta understand, right? That people can't perfect. It takes time. It's very, you know, it's very. I mean, it took over half the world. It's a very strong religion. You know, only a person that's not a real man would not understand this, but women don't understand this for some reason. Women don't have that discipline, right? They can't. They're not ninjas. They're not Jedi's. Well, I mean, maybe now they're Jedi. So if you're like, if you're a young girl and you think like a Jedi, that's maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe it's a good thing that they made Rey. You know what I mean? Because maybe she wants to. She would understand the determination that it takes to acquire to become a Jedi. I mean, for example, right? And so, yeah, that's good. But the point is that it's fantasy, right? The real thing is like, you know, God. A lot of people say God is not real. Well, I don't believe that. Like, I really don't believe that. What was I gonna say? Um, what are the other five commandments? Let's see. Keep well, the last one. I'll start from the back. Keep the Sabbath day holy. That's Saturdays, or a day to go to church, right? Keep it holy. Just go to church. Dress up, look nice, go to church. Pray, scripture, not work. Like any type of work. You can't even do anything to work, like nothing. You know? It's like they say that if you're, but I mean, they changed this, obviously. But, and Jesus says, you know, if your pig is stuck in a freaking pit, and it's like, you know, I mean, if you got a pig, I know, you don't know what I'm talking about, but, you know, then, you know, you can get it out, or if your cow tipped over, if your cow tipped over and, you know, you need to go out there and fix it and help it, then, you know, you can do that, obviously. And which is to say that if your friend needs help, you know, to go help your friend, you know what I mean? Like if he's moving or whatever, and you can help him on a Sabbath day, you know? Like those type of things, right? And so what else, right? Well, what's another thing, right? What's another thing, huh? How about don't thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal. Pretty much self-explanatory. That's 8 right there. 8 or 9. I wonder if there's any other ones I forgot. I mean, hold on. Let me count them with a finger, Kate. Thou shalt not. Okay, thou shalt keep. Thou shalt. Oh, thou shalt not make it to the any graven images, right? Okay, so it's like thou shalt have one God and no one but the one God. That's number one. Thou shalt not make it to the any graven images or idols or humans ever. Right? You should never worship anything but God. Anything. That's the second one. Okay, got stuck there. That's sad. Um, I mean, like in retrospect, though, on the other hand, this this shit is dope. It's just like really banging. What else? That's what you want. Oh, great. What else, right? So, okay, so thou shalt not. Okay, thou shalt not make it to thee any graven images. Thou shalt not use the Lord's name in vain or in profanity or anything else. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not commit sexual immorality. Thou shalt not covet, really. Covet. Thou shalt not commit sexual immorality. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt honor thy father, thy mother. Thou shalt keep the Sabbath day holy. Missing one. Thou shalt not commit sexual morality. Did I say that? Dang it, I gotta start over. Okay, hold on. Thou shalt not make it unto the engraven. Okay. Thou shalt keep the Lord's name. Okay. Thou shalt worship only one God. Thou shalt not make it to the engraven images. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor or covet. Thou shalt not commit sexual morality. Thou shalt honor thy father, thy mother. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt keep honor thy father. Did I say honor thy father, thy mother? Keep the Sabbath day holy, and thou shalt not commit sexual morality. Let me just